everybody, welcome to my journey and to another pantry inspired video. You know, a few weeks ago that myself and Joan over at Rise and Shine Suburban Homestead, we did a tour of our pantries, and that spurned a video about here's our menu out of that pantry. The only thing we allowed ourselves to buy was fresh produce and dairy, and I think she might have only had to buy one thing, and I think I bought 2 or 3. So we did really, really well with that. Well, this is our final video where we're just showing you those meals. You know, we told you what we were going to make. Now, we're showing them to you. Now, mine is a little shorter than it was going to be because I messed up. One of my meals I completely messed up. Wasn't going to show it. And 2 days I was sick and I didn't cook. So you've only got four pantry meals that week. So I had them planned, but life got in the way. So I am showing you those 4 anyway. I can't remember what happened that one day it messed up. You know, I have those days. I am not always on my game in the kitchen. So anyway, but that's what we're showing you today. And when you get through with my video, of course, go over and check out Joan's. Neither one of us are doing cook with me's, but we could be in the same ballpark where we just show you a little bit of how the recipe goes together instead of just showing you a plate of food. I think that's what we both did. So anyway, well, that's what we're having today. And let's turn around and check out those meals. This is Wednesday, and tonight we're having this cracked chicken macaroni and cheese. I made it, and I made 2 casseroles, one for dinner that night and one to freeze. So I thawed it out. I'm going to bake it at 350. We're going to make an easy side of mixed beans. We'll just heat those up. Our other side is going to be some delicious homegrown okra. I cut it, breaded it, froze it on a tray, and then put them in bags. So they're already breaded, ready to go. And I'm just going to fry them up. Day 1 pantry meal, creamy cracked chicken macaroni and cheese that I had already made and put in the freezer. Breaded okra from the garden that I fried. A can of beans with my homemade chow chow. So, day 1. Tonight we're having pizza bowls. You can put in any dish you want to. I make individual servings. That's why I have a small dish. I make one for me and one for David. Put in your favorite pizza sauce, which mine is just spaghetti sauce, and then whatever you like on a pizza. That's what you put on it, because it's just pizza without crust. There's some, I don't have any pepperonis, but there's some hamburger and some green peppers and some mushrooms and some onion, and then top it with some shredded cheddar cheese, as much or as little as you like. I like extra cheese. This will bake at 350. I don't know how long until it is nice and bubbly and melted. And if you want to make a bigger one, make another layer, exactly what you did there, and then you'll have a bigger serving. Here's my pizza bowl fresh out of the oven. You can see the cheese is all melty. It's all good and hot. So next time you don't want to have all the carbs of a pizza crust, make yourself a pizza bowl. Tonight's pepper steak sandwiches, and I'm about to burn up my peppers and onions, but what I'm using are the steakums, and I had this in the freezer because I got them on sale, buy one get one free. And so I don't cook them like a steak. I just break them up and we eat them chopped up in there. So I would just break these up. They break up more as you cook them. So it doesn't matter how big or small you make them. See how it's all chopped up? So now that my meat is done, what we like is A1. And I'm going to need more than this. So, you know I have a backup. So we run enough in there to taste it. Just a little hair more. Now, I wish I had some good melty Monterey Jack cheese. If I make subs, I normally put provolone in it and, you know, pop them in the oven and wrap them up and bake them. But we're just eating these on hamburger buns because that's what I have. So, what I have is mozzarella. So, mozzarella is what I shall use. I'll just let that sit there until it melts. And I have instant rice for David to take for supper to work. We're going to have sandwiches here. And he can have it over rice at work. And I'll show you our sandwich when we get ready to eat. Here's our steak and pepper sandwich. It looks delicious. Can't wait to dig in. And it was super, super simple. For the all hallow taters, start with taters. Now, I have these little yellow ones, so I'm not peeling them. If you have other types of potatoes, go ahead and peel them and chunk them about this size. And just use as many as you want, as big as you want your finished casserole to be. This is just what I had left, so this is what I'm using. Boil them until they're just turning tender. You don't want them falling apart. Alright, my taters got done. I put them in an appropriate size dish. That's all you need to do is just pick out the size dish that works best for the amount of taters you did. Now we're going to dot it with butter. Just how much ever butter you want. This whole recipe is a judgment call. How much of anything that you want. So we're going to dot that with butter. And then let me get this out of the way. Salt and pepper. And then we want to, might better get a spoon for this. We want to coat it with some ranch dressing. Not ranch seasoning, ranch dressing. This is some that I made. It's just with the Hidden Valley powder. I buy it in the big container instead of the packets. And this is just put as much of it as you think you want. That looks good. And we want to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And then a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese. Or if you like mild, use mild. Okay, now this will bake at 375 for about 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes was definitely too long. I mean, it's done. They're tender. But 45 minutes was too much. And I was too busy chatting to check on them. So I'm thinking 30 minutes would probably be good. But this smells really good. You know what it smells like? It smells like pizza because of that mozzarella. And it's nice and brown like you sometimes get on a pizza. But there's that. Okay, for our chicken, we'll take 1 ounce of pork rinds and grind it up. Then we want to add half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and then it's just easier to mix it in here. And we're just going to put this in a little small bowl and head over to the air fryer. The amount of pork rinds you need is according to the amount of chicken you're using. I'm using these 3 small breasts. I cut my breast in half, so like one of these together would have been 1. But the way we eat them is cut in half. So we're going to dip it in egg, and then in the pork rinds. And then into a sprayed air fryer. I'll show you that in just a minute. So let me finish these. I meant to tell you that was 1 ounce of pork rinds if I didn't tell you. So we just want to pop that in there, and we're going to cook it for 5 minutes on 400. Then we're going to flip it, cook it another 5 minutes. Then we're going to check the temperature and probably flip it and cook it another 2 or so. It's been 5 minutes. They smell delicious. I'm going to go up. Oops, I'm sorry. Go another 5 minutes. I hope you can hear me over all this. Finally, we're going to fry some squash. All those are stuck together. This is squash that I froze from the garden. Okay, it's been another 5. We're going to check the temperature. We'll check this one. So 144. We need to be at 165. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes. Okay, let's check this again. Oh, can we see? 177, 180, so it's done. I'm not going to go any more because then it'll be just too dry. Okay, why is that one? Okay, let's use this. Alright, they're done. Here is my perfectly brown plate tonight. My air fried pork rind coated chicken, my fried squash from the garden, that's patty pan, that's the whole bag is patty pan. And then my all halibut taters that, even though it was cooked too long, it's still going to be delicious. So there you have it for today.